So I go into I guess you could say run a couple errands. I got a couple things I want to pick up. I have an idea. I've seen people do it with leaves. Not so much in Roe where I stay, where I live, but I'm gonna say the richer areas, or in a couple places they put leaves in a paper bag, gigantic paper bags, for better disposal. I'm thinking, why not do that to like all garbage, instead of like having plastic bags or like bags just in a can. Even in my little small garbage can at home, except the one where I have wipes. That one, you can't. They're not flushables. I guess I buy the flushables. But what I'm thinking about is just like some rigid garbage bags. And you know what? Like majority of my garbage isn't wet. Like I don't throw a lot of wet stuff in there. The only thing I do throw, which I'm trying to work on, is my cat's training pads. I buy training pads for like dogs. I let my cat go on that. It's just, a lot cleaner than having like a litter box that stinks up and you gotta scoop up this stuff, I think she goes poop upstairs or something, Maybe she has a problem with that. She just, even if that, it's fine. I scoop it up and I take care of it, and I throw it in plastic, like a soft plastic, the usual bags. I throw it in the garbage. That I have to work on. I might think of something else. That's pretty much the only thing, and it doesn't become too soggy or like wet. It doesn't drip, I am gonna have to work on that as far as what to do. I was gonna fill up my tire, but I do have a compressor at home, so let me just go about my business, right? Free vacuum, I believe, But yeah, so that part is still kind of nasty. Although, that's pretty much the only thing. Other than that, I don't say I clean out my garbage, but I do reuse a lot of stuff. As far as the food, I try to incorporate it to the compost bin. So, I'm not going to throw away food. Canned food, I store it in a little container I got from, it's like a Land O'Lakes butter. I have small and bigger ones. That's one of the reasons I was thinking, should I buy the smaller ones? I have more containers. But, it was just more cost effective to buy the larger one, And so actually, I should make a video about something else, like these pretzels I bought, and they had a lot less, but like 6 containers, little packages. I guess it's portable, so when you go out somewhere, let's say you go to school, you put a little Johnny's knapsack or whatever, So it's like at one-time usage of like this much, but it was just like a third or fourth less, and it was the same price. And that's just one supermarket. I've seen a couple places they do that. It's like, you can, all right, I have the right of way, buddy, but at least we fit. You can have a container, a separate container. You can just, pack in a container. You get like 3/4 the value. I mean, talk about cost effective, saving money. And then the production of that, it's just absurd, But what was I saying? So, the containers I have, it could be any container. I throw away the scraps of cat food and I store it in the freezer so it doesn't stink. I was thinking about just, taking them out, let them thaw, and just throw them out for like, wild birds. But they do have like preservatives, so I don't know if I should feed wild birds that. If they eat anything, I don't want them to eat that, I'm not gonna throw it in the compost, not just preserve it, but you're not supposed to do that. It's not too natural, as far as I understand. So that's like the only wet food, except it's not even wet, it's dry. Oop, popping in third. Could easily, once I throw out the garbage, just scoop it out into like the garbage bag. Even if it thaws, I could pretty figure out how not to like make the garbage bag all soggy. The point is, the paper bags, they disintegrate faster. Without like putting like each and every one of my kids, I have like 5, 6, and eventually the whole house. My mom and dad had like a dozen or so plastic bags. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but every garbage, every disposable cycle, when they pick up once a week, they have all these plastic, and it's getting to the point where it's like, you have plastic bags for the garbage, and it's like, it just creates more garbage nonetheless, garbage that just doesn't dispose properly or that fast. So I'm thinking of purchasing bags. I'm at a Home Depot. I looked it up online. It's like $3 Oh, it's like $3 for like 5 paper, large paper bags. I'm gonna spend the 3. I do need smaller ones though for like, you know, actually that's pretty much what I need for the interior. But I was gonna go crumple it up or something. Thinking too much, right? See, I need the smaller ones. I looked it up on the internet, but it's like, you know, it's like they got birthday bags, this and that. So I'm gonna see the ones they have. Maybe they have smaller ones as well. You know, at least half the size. It smells like you clean the fish. It doesn't have that smell of fish. I know I'm nasty, but it's like after you clean it, it's like a clean scent. I had those cans in here, and I have right now I'm riding with pine trees. You know, because I picked them up from New York, so it's not the strongest scent because they've been around for like over, not here, but you know they've been left out for like over a week, but it does have a good scent to it. Just something else. I gotta vacuum and detail the car, but let's see what the bags look like if I find them. Not gonna have a beer right just this minute. Let me see that. Bring the water. Oh, did I forget my water? That sucks. Huh. Everybody plays the fool, right? Some degree. Yeah, it's weird. I left the water in my house, but I was just thinking about something, you know. It's like how I have the strap to my satchel, whatever you want to call it, a men bag, men purse, whatever. It's cool. But, you know, just the way you hold it, when you grab it, you put it on your shoulder, you put it over your neck. You can use it for different ways. If you're bending down, it will be better just to hold it up or just put it over your neck so it doesn't fall off, it doesn't sway too much. And though it might, but it just common sense. Like, you know, typically who has purses or bags like that? Females, right? So they're more accustomed to holding it. They put stuff in, like I was packing it today. I'm just like, you know, it's like what a chick would do. Oh, I'm gonna put this. I have a brush for my hair, actually. You know, here, let me see. Is it on the other side? What should be on the other side? Yep. It never really works out to the fullest, but that's all right. And I put it all over the place with it. But there's all these compartments, you know. And I don't know, I bought this for like $1, $2, maybe even more, $2 or $3, but more rigid, softer, just in case, you know, if I take my hat off, I could just comb it, put my hair a little, but you know, just something to have, and it's like, you know, it feels really good. It feels really good to like even let the bristles hit my scalp, you know, and just to brush it through, but. That's the logic and reason, you know. I mean, you can learn, you can pick it up from somebody, but it's like if you're gonna continue doing that, you're gonna spend all this time just trying to learn that, you know. And it's really just comes down to like, I was thinking we're integrated, you know. You take something somebody else is doing, even if you don't see them, and you kind of do it too, you know. Even that brush would be like, well, that's a black dude. Usually black dudes have like rigid hair, or they have waves. I don't even know what hairstyle they have, but they brush their hair. I knew a kid from high school who. I think I would always see him brushing his hair, you know, even in class. You know, me, I just, you know, I have soft hair, so it just be like this, and I like to keep it trimmed, so I rarely did that. But you know, when it grows a little, I like to brush it, but it's like I gotta see, you know, a black dude do it. What's up, man?
Anything?
Nah, man, I don't have $1, but.
No, look, son. Pennies. Pennies, man. Dimes, nickels, not no cash.
No, that's
God
all right.
bless you, man. I know it's hard for everybody, but we hate to ask you.
Gotta have a brew every once in a while, right?
Yes, thank you. I love him. See how he feels.
There you go, man. Have $1, bro.
All right, thank you, bro.
All right, you're welcome. But then it's like, this happened to be black, but they had short hair. They had it skin tight. Or to the skin, you know, shade. But it's like, do I gotta see them to do it? Although, you know, when I saw a black guy, it was like, oh yeah, I mean, I could have a brush, but you know, I'm not gonna have a comb. I didn't want to have a comb and comb my hair. See, I don't even like it. I have longer hair to comb my hair. I just style it up and gel it up, but I never do that. But do I gotta see like a club kit, put the gel in there? When I tried that, I was like, you know, I don't really like that, you know. But and I kind of get it. Certain people, they have that in their culture or their behavior, you know. But it's like, do I have to study a female, how they do maneuver with their purse, or like what stuff they put into it? It just becomes basic logic to me. Like, I'm not gonna put my brush in the main compartment. There's you know, there's like, I forgot my shopping bag, so the beer stays in the satchel, in the bag. But you know, there's like this compartment to the side. I have my multi-tool kit. I'm gonna call it a knife because knife is just one feature. But you know, it's like I have it here. I don't have to see anybody else do that, you know. But traditionally, a female probably wouldn't have that, you know, considering she was feminine, too feminine, or a lot feminine on that. But you know, it's like I could put a lot of stuff in that brush. I usually, I would have it on the other side, but it's smaller, it's thinner, so I put it somewhere else. Like, I don't have to, you know, watch instructions on that. You know, it just becomes simple logic, you know. If, like, you know, that just, you know, and it's just, I'm not saying it's fun to figure out, but once you go through it, you're like, oh, I could change it, this and that. And then, you know, in the beginning, I was just like too stressed, like, shit, put it here. She's like, what do I care? Just let me just, you know, figure it out for the either the most efficient or the best way possible for me to have it by me, you know, or in that satchel. But it's like, you know, you gotta have instructions when people do that. I mean, there could people be even just messing with you and just, you know, playing jokes on you. Like, I would do that to people that just want to, like, I don't know, take my life. If that's the worst I could do, where to put your brush or your comb at, you don't really have that many problems, do you? Just look like an idiot. You know, that's that thing I was talking about, where people that can go through that don't have that logic and reason. They're just not from Earth, in my opinion. You know, that's like an alien. Where am I going now? I think I wasted all my money. That's like an alien species that just, you know, sits there, writes, you know, numbers or something like that, or just, you know, can't grasp simple logic to do basic things, you know. Like, in the Polish culture, they would call you got two left hands, because traditionally people are right-handed, you know, so you got two left hands, you can barely, like, I don't know, hold a saw, get a screwdriver and drill a hole into the wall. Maybe you probably wouldn't even figure that out. That would complicate you, or you think it's stupid and silly, you know. So it's like, that to me is, you know, you're pretty much you're not an earthling. You know, you're a foreigner. You really are a foreigner from like this world, you know. This is human psychology 101. Like, you know, if your kind existed, and they have, you know, you probably wouldn't even know how to start a fire. You know, and it is kind of difficult. You got to figure out how to get it going, especially even if you have a lighter. You know, you might stagger with it. By the way, note to self: if I rewatch this, probably won't, because I don't really watch my vlog or driving vlog videos. But I would want to get, campers usually hide, or hikers, even military. I think have that. It's like a fire starter. It's like it's metal and it just has a spark. That thing is so cool. It just saves you so much trouble, you know. I think I already discussed that. That's what I want to get someday. I don't know how much it is, but eventually I'll go to like an army surplus store and I'm gonna look for something like that. Also, my, you know, martial arts pants, martial arts wear. I am gonna make a video about doing my martial arts, whether it's the kata, which it's a kata, but it's you know, I'm much more slower at it, so it's more like a tai chi. But I also incorporate a lot of breathing, and it is a sedative, and I try to stretch at the same time. While I do that, maybe I make like a 30-40 minute video, because I like to, usually when I was in a detained, you know, in a psychiatric unit, I was doing like 50-20 minute intervals, maybe like 2 or 3 times a day, just to stretch and, like, you know, stretch my legs, and also just to relax myself, just to get my breathing, and also get the right movement. In the mirror, I don't think I ever recorded. I would do something much more energetic, you know, and also like tighten up my muscles. You know, it just feels really good. Even like after a hot steam shower, it just feels really relaxing. And then, you know, I like to give myself a massage. I just put oil over my body, coconut oil or shea butter. But I mean, you can figure that out, and you know which substance oily, this and that. Also, you can read about it, which is better for you. You know, traditionally the stereotype was black people, they know their coconut oil, but it smells like coconut, which is cool. and it does, but it has a very, very slow, lingering scent to it. I don't buy the ones in the store that manufacture and like they put this, that. I want the pure natural coconut oil. You know, but it's also like you could read about it, or you could just figure out the ingredients, or you could just see it, taste it, and shit. Like there's cream, there's like chemicals in there. So why would I put that on my body? You know, I like the purity of life and everything that it holds, including people. You know, that's why I love animals, like actual animals, the most. Oh, by the way, let me see. Let's get some lumber. Lumber probably isn't the word, but let me see. What would I call that? Ooh, a mess. I gotta bring my. Well, it's not mine. I think Dad has a chainsaw. I still think he has a chainsaw, and I remember I love working with a chainsaw, but the crazy part is it's just it runs on gas. So when you get that stuck, you're like a nose, you kind of feel like an idiot. You just gotta take it out and just start over again, which is all right. But, working with a chainsaw is fine. And maybe bring a chainsaw and just chop some of the stuff up because I could use some stuff that I want to build around the house. But it's like, do you really have to? And it's like people copy what other people do. And if you can use it to your advantage, then have at it. Just it's about living well and just being efficient in life. And there's a lot of times where I found like people that have possess logic, like they're stunted or they're not doing so well in life. Not all of them, but a lot of them are, And there's people that have no logic that have like, nice houses, have nice jobs, have certain security about themselves. And it's like, you could talk to them and you think they're good looking, this and that, especially like a female, but then it's just like she just lacks or he lacks like the simple logic. And you're like what is wrong with you? And you would call that person an inbred. I would call it, an alien, a foreigner. That's not someone that traditionally possesses logic and reason, or even to do simple things, So, and the part about integrated, it's like you can do so many things in life. In military, you have backpacks and you compartmentalize. Unless you have that one backpack, like you go overseas or go somewhere and you just pack everything. But if you're in the field, you gotta have compartments for this and that. Even police officers, look at them. Even they have their belts. Construction workers with their belts. There's compartments for a hammer. You have these pens. Let me see. These pens though, they're not the carpenter pens. Even carpenter pens, they're all right. But it's like you gotta figure out what you want, and you can watch people, but the compartment thing, it comes in handy. Imagine a police officer. He's a flashlight, this, some weapon, this, a notepad. They're not gonna have anything in like cargo pants like I used to have. So it's like people invented that for a reason, just to make things easier. It's pretty much what that is. That's that efficiency and the integrated part. I'm not gonna put a belt just because I seen this person do it. I went to the military store. Let me drive around the block because I still haven't finished yet. Talking. One of my favorite hobbies, obviously. But it was like a vest, and it's Rothko. It's a brand Rothko. It's I bought it at a military store, but it's like would I buy it if it was designer? I bought something that was designer, it just wasn't that good. It wasn't efficient, it broke off. That one, it did stagger with the zipper, but I fixed it. It was bent a little, but you know what? It's plastic, like nylon, very smooth. It's not about keeping me warm. It's just about having different compartments, and I could close it up. Even though it's a little bit bigger, I could close it up. And it's like, back then I used to smoke. I had my cigarettes, I had my pipe, I had my wipes. I could even put I put keys in there, and my pockets were free. So when I'm walking, I don't have all these things jiggling like in my cargo pants, like in the old days. And if it was years ago, I worked at a beer distributor, I probably would have had that as well. And it made things a lot easier. I would have closed it up instead of just like having this and that. Also, I probably could have folded it. I put the invoices in there. Actually, there was a compartment in the inside. I could have put like the invoices in there. A pen, this and that. I always carry my own pen. I don't ask people at a place, do you have a pen? it's like, you know, you gotta have these handy things, you know. Cell phone, notepad, maybe, you know, even like smaller notepad for like writing, you know, thoughts down. But, you know, I have a cell phone, I have a notepad and a cell phone, so it was fine. But it comes in handy. You don't have to have a certain job to do that. Just, you know, there's days that, you know, you might be running errands, or you're doing it like I was, you know, running around, walking around. So that comes in handy, including the satchel, or even a backpack. But yeah, it just, there's people that have jobs that if you look at them, like what they use for the job, it's just like, wow, that just makes sense, you know. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna use it around the house, and I'm not gonna walk around the house. I take it off. I even take my chains off in the house. But, you know, it's like, even with the chain and the pendant, you know, I don't. But there's certain moments that, you know, you might need it. It might come like a, you know, a really handy for you at that particular time. I'm trying to talk and drive at the same time. But who might have that? Well, probably a military person, I believe. You know, some military people might have that. So I thought it was pretty cool. And one of the smaller satchels, a smaller one. Actually, I don't know if this one is called a satchel, but my smaller satchel, you know, I actually got that from a military place. It's like Army Green. That's where I got it from. It was like, you know, it was a good price. I was like, wow, like people really don't understand this. You know, they don't. I think there's people that just are not too aware of that. This is like the coolest thing, you know. It doesn't have to be designer with like, you know, name brand all over it and this and that. It's like that kind of thing I probably won't even use. And I'll spend like, you know, X amount of money where I could have something for like, you know, have that for like $10 to $20, whatever, how much money it costs. You know, I thought it was a good price. I was like, and it was kind of different sizes, but that one was just, it was smaller. So it was like, oh, that's where I put my wallet and my handy things in case I'm, you know, I'm just walking around hanging out, you know. So I don't have a big like a backpack with me. It just, you know, it's integrated. I integrated it into my life from a military personnel. But, you know, it's not like I saw it in a movie. It's like, oh, I want to get one. I mean, right now, it's just like, you know, you go around, you see it, and you're like, well, that will probably be useful for me. It just so happens they're the ones that have it in their possession most of the time. And I do compartmentalize like a chick that's, you know, got an attitude and on the go. Because I get nervous when I got to put stuff in there. You know, it's kind of like, oh, where I put my brush? I say that to myself. I'm not going to tell you that. I mean, you guys have already called me the B word. You're not like, see, we talked, we knew it. Just, you know, he admitted, we right. High five, guys. All right, elbow grease. There you go. Watching the game, right? Yes. Such a pussy. I'm such a cunt. No, really, you guys are